Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are learning Recurrent Neural Network or RNN. So let's dive in. In the earlier episode, we studied convolutional neural networks or CNNs. CNNs are very good for processing images as they focus on spatial patterns. However, most of the world problems have sequential data where the order of information matters. For example, predicting stock market prices, understanding and generating text, generating and recognizing audio, translation between languages. In these domains, the current input generally depends on the previous inputs. To handle such sequential information, researchers developed a special neural network architecture called the recurrent neural networks. What is recurrent neural network? It is a type of neural network specially designed for sequential and time-dependent data. Unlike traditional neural networks, RNNs have built-in memory which allows them to recognize patterns over time. Therefore, this is a key feature of using RNN. For example, let's take the sentence, "The weather is very." In order to predict the next word, the model needs context from the previous words. RNN remembers the weather is very and predicts sunny. This ability to remember earlier information is the main feature of RNN. Now, let's see how RNN differ from traditional feed-forward neural networks. In feed-forward networks, information flows in one direction from the input layer and then the hidden layers and to the output layer. There are no loops and the network has no memory of past inputs. In recurrent neural networks or RNNs, information cycles through a loop. When the network has to make a decision, it considers the current input and its memory from the previous inputs, enabling true sequential understanding. So this is the difference between RNN and traditional feed-forward neural networks. How do RNN work? The defining feature of an RNN is the recurrent loop. Mathematically, at each step t, the network takes two things as input. First, the current input xt. Second, the hidden state from the previous step ht-1. Hence, in updating the hidden state, the formula is like this. Here, st is the current hidden state, ht-1 is the hidden state from the previous step, xt is an input at the time t, wh and wx are the weight matrices, b is the bias, and sigma is the activation function. Similarly, the output yt can be produced at every step or only after the entire sequence is processed. So, yt equals to wy dot ht plus c, where yt is the output at time t, wy is the output weight matrix, and c is the output bias. For example, when processing a sentence, I like neural networks. The step 1 here, input equals to I, and the memory is, let's say, h1. In step 2, the input is like, and it uses input plus previous memory h1. Similarly, in step 3, input equals to neural, and it uses input plus previous memory h2. And in step 4, input equals to networks, and it uses input plus previous memory h3. So here, the network gradually builds contextual understanding. Why do we need RNNs? The traditional neural networks treat every input independently. For example, input 1 gives output 1, input 2 gives output 2, input 3 gives output 3. There is no existence of memory between the inputs. However, there are many tasks which require remembering previous information. For example, stock predictions. Today's stock market price depends on the previous stock price. So the context is everything. For this scenario, we need RNNs. Types of RNN. We can categorize RNNs depending on our task. One-to-one. It is a standard feed-forward network where there is single input and single output. For example, image classification. One-to-many. It is that type of RNN where one input is leading to a sequence of outputs. For example, image captioning, where an image generates a sequence of words, many to one. Here, a sequence of inputs producing a single output. For example, sentiment analysis of a sentence. Many to many. Here, a sequence input is producing a sequence output. For example, machine translation, such as translating English to French or video frame classification. So these are the types of RNN. Variants of RNN. Basic RNNs have limitations such as vanishing gradients. To solve these issues, researchers developed brilliant variants of standard RNN. So here are common types. LSTM, long short-term memory. It uses memory cells and gates to control information flow. This allows model to remember information over long periods, and this solves vanishing gradient problem. GRU, Gated Recurrent Unit, a simplified and faster version of LSTM, combining some gates and still capturing long-term patterns effectively. It's computationally cheaper. Bidirectional RNNs. It combines forward and backward passes so the model uses both past and future context in a sequence. It is helpful in tasks like speech recognition. Encoder-decoder RNNs. An encoder processes the input sequence into a context vector and a decoder generates the output sequence. They are designed for widely sequence-to-sequence tasks such as machine translation. The transformers dominate many sequence tasks now. However, RNN variants remain important conceptually. Applications of RNN. Recurrent neural networks appear in many practical applications like machine translation, such as converting sentences from one language to another using encoder-decoder RNN architectures. In time series analysis, such as forecasting stock market trends, weather analysis, energy usage, or sensor reading over time. In speech recognition, such as converting audio sequences to text, such as Siri and Google Assistant to transcribe our voice. In chatbots, such as modeling dialogues and generating context-aware responses. In music generations, like creating new melodies by predicting the next note. In anomaly detection, like detecting unusual patterns in network traffic, industrial sensors, patient monitoring, and disease progress predictions. So these are some of the applications of RNN. Advantages of RNNs. Sequential data processing. RNNs are designed to process variable length sequences such as time series forecasting, speech recognition, text generation without needing to fix input size. Memory retention. Through their hidden state, RNN captures information from the previous steps, enabling context-aware predictions. Parameter sharing across time. It can remember previous information. RNN use the same parameter at each time step, making the model computationally efficient and reducing the complexity. Real-time data handling. It can handle real-time input sequences such as in sensor data analysis. So these are the advantages of RNNs. Disadvantages. Slow training. As they process data sequentially step by step, they cannot easily utilize parallel processing. Vanishing gradients. Vanilla RNNs struggle to remember long histories or information due to vanishing gradients. Training instability. RNNs can be sensitive to hyperparameters, making them harder to tune and stabilize during training. High computational cost. Long sequences increase training time. Hence, computational cost is high, less effective than transformers. Modern NLP often uses transformer architectures as they handle long-range dependencies and parallelization more effectively. So these are some of the limitations of the RNNs which we should be careful about. Summary. In this video, we explored recurrent neural networks. What are they, how they work, why they matter for sequential data, and so on. We understand that RNNs are neural networks designed for sequential data holding a memory of previous steps. RNNs are used widely in NLP, speech recognition, and time series tasks. They face challenges like vanishing and exploding gradients. Variants such as LSTMs, GRUs, bidirectional, and encoder-decoder architectures addresses many of these challenges. While modern transformers are used over many NLP tasks today, understanding RNNs remains a foundational pillar of deep learning. Okay, that's all for today. I guess I have covered all of the important aspects of RNN. If you like this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next episode.